Dragon Ball Z Abridged is fantastic, and with that said, today I'll be counting down 10 of the greatest quotes coming from DBZA. Very similar to my top 10 Dragon Ball Z quotes of all time, I will be ranking this list based off the most humorous and clever quotes throughout the entire TFS series. One thing I'm going to quickly bring up is that we are only on episode 48, so there could be, and I'm expecting there to be, more quotes that come out of TFS as time goes on, but for now we are only up to episode 48.
I am Lord Frieza, yes?
Awesome! I'ma deck you in the schnoz!
This is how Team 4-Star portrayed Goku's initial encounter with Frieza. And it was hilarious. Not only was Goku completely oblivious to what was going on and who Frieza was, but it was how innocent he acted towards the tyrant himself.
Vegeta! Look! A Pokemon!
I'm not a Pokemon! I'm Chaozu! Chaozu!
Taking the number 9 spot is of course TFS Nappa. How could we have a list like this and not include the man himself? Team 4-Star Nappa is arguably one of the most hilarious characters throughout the entire show. And that is proven through this quote. I don't know about any of you guys, but Chaozu to me has always looked like a type of Pokemon. And that is why this quote is appearing on this list, just because I can totally get behind Nappa in thinking that Chaozu is a Pokemon.
I just received word that we have a new batch of trainees coming. Make sure you take good care of them.
Whenever Mr. Popo is seen on screen, he is automatically a contender for making it on this list. You will notice this later on in the video because this is by no means the only Mr. Popo moment on this list. The entire reason this Mr. Popo moment made it onto the top 10 is because this was the introduction to Mr. Popo's character within DBZA, and I find it hilarious.
You're just human.
Yeah? Well, you know what? Power levels! Super Saiyans! And you! Shin!
Taking the number 7 spot is when Cell tells Tien that he is human and therefore that makes him useless within the Dragon Ball Z world. Tien then goes on to retaliate in the most badass way of all time. Tien is one of those characters that always trains. He is the human version of Goku. However, considering he is human, that makes it incredibly hard for him to actually grow as a fighter. And for him to do what he did to second form Cell with his own power makes it one of my most favorite moments in Dragon Ball Z in general, and the way Team 4-Star did it just emphasized that even more.
You know what? All of you better duck, because I'm about to turn left, and I don't want to smack you with my dick.
Well, here it is, the very first Vegeta moment on this list. And to be honest, the reason I'm ranking this so high up on the list is because 1, it's funny. 2, this is exactly what Vegeta would be thinking in his canon counterpart.
Wait, why am I going?
Because last time I hung out with him, I totally forgot what his name was and just kept calling him Whiskers the Wonder Cat the whole time.
Taking the number 5 spot is when Krillin references the Harmony Gold Dub and calls Korin Whiskers the Wonder Cat. For those of you that do not know, the Harmony Gold Dub is a dub of Dragon Ball that is very rare, and within that dub a whole bunch of name changes occurred, and one of them was actually Korin being changed to Whiskers the Wonder Cat. And that's a very clever reference that Team 4-Star put within their series. So considering the quality of the reference, I have to rank it somewhere on this list.
It goes you, the dirt, the worms inside of the dirt, Popo's stool, call me, then Popo.
Taking the number 4 position is another Mr. Popo moment. I think you guys are going to start seeing a trend with these next couple of entries. But anyway, this quote by Mr. Popo gives us the hierarchy of the Dragon Ball Z universe. And once again, it's very difficult for me to not make this list 100% Mr. Popo orientated because of moments like this.
The f***'s a commie?
Basically God.
But I'm still here!
Do you really believe your own hype that much?
I am the hype!
Taking the number 3 position is when Vegeta says that he is the hype, and I have to agree with him. Very similar to Mr. Popo in that whenever Vegeta is on screen, he meets the requirements for making it on this list. However, I do try to give these lists some diversity, but in the end I just find this moment hilarious. There's something about it that I feel like Vegeta again would say this in his canon counterpart.
All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
Has anybody noticed the trend so far? Well, if not, you'll definitely realize it by the end of the video. But anyway, moving along to the famous quote said by Mr. Popo, he does have a very valid point. All these squares would in fact make a circle, and this is my second favorite Dragon Ball Z Abridged quote of all time. Now before I move on to number 1, I do realize that there are a few quotes that I may have missed that you guys would have thought would have been on this list. So to compensate for the moments that I may have missed, here is an honorable mentions list.
Once you've had a man inside of you, you know when he's coming, can touch you and pull things out of you that you never knew you had.
I need an adult?
I am an adult. Sensibine!
This training with Mr. Piccolo is really difficult. Ugh. But I think I'm finally getting the hang of it. Let's
You take the 500 on the right, I'll take the 500 on the left.
Screw you, I'll take 501.
That's the spirit. So, you returned once again, Freezer. Cooler.
Yes, I have returned, dumbass.
Goku.
Dumbass.
So I was going to try and troll you guys with my fake quote-unquote number 1, but considering TFS don't really have a moment that is bad, so I'm not going to mess about. Here's my real number 1. Enjoy.
He keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
Wait, I think I might have a way to beat him.
If you say hit him really hard, I swear to God, I will kick you in the dick.
And there it is, the absolute best Dragon Ball Z Abridged quote of all time. At least in my opinion. Now again, I based this on how funny I thought the specific scene was during my first experience watching it. And all I can say is that this specific scene blows all the rest completely out of the water and secures the number 1 spot on this list. So guys, let me know some of your favorite Dragon Ball Z Abridged quotes, moments, or just in general scenes that you like. Because let's be honest, DBZA is amazing and it definitely has some quotes that I would have missed, so I'm curious to hear some of your favorite moments down in the comment section below. So long live the Demon God Dumpling, and as always, I will see you in the next Dragon Ball Z video.